just in the nick of time.
That's what I feel like too. It's like, here we are.
Yes, here we are. Hi, Wanderers. Welcome to Soul Wanderings. It's Wandering Wednesday. We see you guys coming in. Hello, hello. I'm AJ.
And I'm Natalie.
And we are your hosts of Soul Wanderings. We are heard live on YouTube and Facebook on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can learn more about us by visiting soulwanderings.com. We do this for the fun of it because we enjoy just having these fun conversations. And if you guys want to know more about who we are during the day, the hats we wear, you can visit vibesnow.com. We run and operate, we hang out, we help people in this healing space. And it's a beautiful thing. So take a look. If you have any questions, let us know. Each week we talk about a specific topic. We get into it by our own experiences. We pick the topic just by feeling or by your votes or by your requests. And if you have any of those, you can visit connect at soulwanderings.com. I'm not going to bore you with any more of the details. Let's get into it. Last week we voted and you guys wanted to talk about creating your sacred spaces. Ooh, I love this topic and I'm really excited to talk about it. Your space, your medicine. But first, how's it going, Natalie?
It's going okay. Whew, living in response, life unfolding. Love it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Life
It's just a
unfolding.
sort of crazy. Oh my goodness, what life is.
What life is.
May we live in exciting times. And I was just looking at some transits that we're going through, the planetary effects that are on us. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I so appreciate understanding that the Maya has just this way of being. Like the Maya has a framework that can be understood. And some keys that I come across at the particular times and the awareness that I get and those aha moments. I had one of those this morning. I was like, what? Oh my goodness.
The aha moment?
Oh, just understanding the nature of the program that we live in, the program that it is, and everybody has a role.
Isn't it wild?
It does. And to see it sometimes, and then you're just like, well, okay, what to do? We're just in it.
Ooh, this struggle is real for me. This human thing, I don't know.
No.
I'm hanging in there, but I just don't know.
There's days like that. Mama said there'd be days like that.
I'm having one of those days. I'm just going to be honest. Here we are. Happy Wednesday. But I love all of the ahas you have and like you have all these fun stories like, oh, you won't believe what I read and what I experienced. And you're just always in the space of gratitude. It's contagious. I love that about you.
I do my best. This morning I was reading about Pluto hanging out. In the human design terms, Pluto's hanging out in gate 41, which is the gate of decrease. And it's going to be there for a little while because Pluto hangs out in particular places for a long time. So it's going to go well into 2028. And so there's this decrease that's happening. And isn't that true?
When you say decrease, what do you mean?
So the way I see it is there's resources that are decreasing. There's people's money decrease because expenses go up and there's a contraction that comes with that. So things pulling back and what can look like a lack of abundance, but it's a decrease in certain things so other things can come on. So that's what I'm talking about, that the awareness that's like, oh, people are like, the world's collapsing, it's all going to end. And it's like, well, no, there's no end. So it's something might stop being the way that it was and shift and evolve, which is what happens. And to see that there's, it's not like a master plan per se, but there's a master framework. And then it just,
Mm,
for me, it gives me a deeper trust that everything's in divine order.
yeah.
I may not always understand the order that's bigger than me.
Truth.
That is like, well, what the hell's water? This old swish fish swims by two little fishes and says, how the water? And the two little fish goes, what the hell's water? And I feel like sometimes I get to see the water
Mm,
in those little moments. So that was
so
the
good.
deeper part of that moment today. And then having the experience I have about this topic today, that I was just like, oh, I just continue to learn about sacred space and creating space and cleaning space, and so I so appreciate that. So I'm excited to listen to you today to see what
Every time you
and,
say that.
and join in the conversation. You're not holding the show yourself. I'm here with
Oh
you.
no, I know. I'm just teasing.
It's
I'm
like,
like,
oh.
spotlight, no. Don't shine that thing over here. Oh, yes. But I really do like talking about sacred space. I'm every space that I hold definitely is put together intentionally.
Oh yes, and I feel like you're so good at that.
Thank you. Well, the energy, the feeling, the presence that holds you is important. And so the spaces that we hold, like the spaces, our area is our containers, like it's a reflection. And I think when you keep your space a certain way, it definitely holds the frequency that you're at or where you're going towards if you desire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it's important to make your space sacred, all yours.
Mm-hmm.
So
So how are you? What's going on with you?
I took an impromptu trip to see my grandbabies. It's a 9-hour drive, and we had our vibes party on the Saturday, and I left at like 7. So we got there at like 3 in the morning, and it was so awesome. I didn't sleep at all. I could not sleep, but I was so excited. I was like, nope, I'm not sleeping. Let's just get there. So I got time with them, and that just really filled my soul. Like, I needed it. I didn't realize how much I needed it, but kids are like little babies. They're just medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming in and like I'm having this conversation with a 4-month-old that you just like I can't make this stuff up. The things we were talking about was so good. She understood me and I just felt really comfortable. So, and I have a grandbaby who's almost 4 and he's just a ball full of energy. He doesn't hold
Whoosh.
still. He wore me out in the best way. So it was good. Definitely good. Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome. We see you guys still coming in. Thank you. So, your space, your medicine. We're going to talk about sacred space, how to create that. What does that even mean? What does it
Mm.
mean for you, Natalie?
Well, it's still this ever growing concept. So I want to talk. Well, it's such a human design. My framework and my understanding just is so steeped in design these days. But I have a defined G center or identity center.
Mm,
So I set a tone in an environment. I don't feel environment. And so I appreciate people around me like you and other people that actually can sense the environment. They walk into my office space here, and I love when I hear someone say, "Oh, it's so peaceful here," and I'm like, "Good, good, good, good. I'm glad." And it's also from that understanding part of knowing that I contain that sense of calm and I can be present for the people that I work with, because I do deal with a lot of people in their difficult spaces, and not always so difficult, but um, I, and I've learned that sometimes I need to get help for people to come and help me
Mhm.
sense the space and chase the cooties away this way or that way, because I don't sense things in the same way other people do. So I
Mhm.
respect what I do, and I love being in a group of people that have multi-talented people in it, and we all get to share among each other's skill sets and
Right.
talents, and appreciate that. I am learning still and growing in my personal space on what that means. How do I keep that space in a different way? How do I respect it? I've talked about it on the show before. There's this long um, relationship with the house that I live in, but how do I make it a home that I live in? And how do I clear that out? And how do I run my medicine there as well as in my workspace? So
Mm.
that's part of where I come to this. And I love the title, Your Space, Your Medicine, because that learning about that medicine and using this language of medicine, of saying the stuff that helps us heal, the medicine that says, look, this is about healing the wounds, not maintaining the wounds. We're
Mm.
here to heal those wounds and to help the form be as healthy as it can be. And that medicine is like this clearing and keeping the space and honoring ourselves and our own space, like our bodies is another, like, how do we keep our bodies is another real big thing that I think I can bring into this, looping back to I have a lot of definition in my body, and so if I keep that clean, then it emits out and I bring my best self to the world every
Mm.
day, which is really what I live to do.
Yes. And you really do embody that Natalie-ness.
Well, natural brilliance and whatever I can bring to the table.
Yeah. So good. I love it. It's contagious. It definitely helped me through my awesome day.
It's like, well, I can't fix all your problems, but I can do everything I can do.
Yeah, hugs good. Hugs work.
Someone told me yesterday, I just love your hugs. And I
What do
said,
you
well, if
mean
I can put
someone?
some
Everyone's
little
always saying,
pieces. Well, it was yesterday.
"Oh,
Someone made that. Oh, it was sad. Her grandpa just died. She was so sad.
oh, that's hard."
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing about the viewpoint you have on sacred space. I feel like with my calling in life of being a space holder, that it's always been really important that someone walks into um, my space and just feels safe, feels comfortable to be themselves and release the energy that no longer serves them in a way that feels comfortable as much as it can when you're working through those energies.
Right.
'Cause everything carries energy, right? Objects, corners, clutter, your mirror. Spatchy on here listed earlier, he started cleaning his mirrors regularly. Um, you know, your environment, speaking of mirrors, mirrors your internal world. So when you have all this chaos going on inside of you, you also have it in your living spaces. And then it doesn't feel good. It doesn't help. So those unprocessed, in, according to how I feel about the space, like there's a lot of unprocessed emotions and feelings, and they can live in those places, in that clutter, in those corners. It's just because it's energy, right? And so if it has stuff to attach to that doesn't even, and it's not about being clean necessarily, but it, like, where are you setting down certain things in your space, and are they in alignment with uh the best version of you right now? That's part of it. That's part of it to me. It's a big part of it because your home, your space here is not just a structure. It's like a living energetic field. responding to you or you're responding to it. And so your space remembers what you, what you haven't released, what you haven't healed, what you haven't dealt with. And so when I think about creating a sacred space, my internal environment is just as important. And that first and foremost, I get to work on. But then creating the space that supports that and heals that is very important. And also with the work that I do, having a container like this is so important. People just need to feel good when they walk into a space where they know that they're going to be held in a clean, energetic way.
Yes, so important.
That's what I have.
You're like, class is over.
What do you guys think? I'm interested to know what you guys would consider sacred space and how do you, what's your favorite thing to creating a sacred space within your walls, within your environment? Hello, Charles. Welcome. Um, so for me, like I think of like this core idea, right? When we think of a sacred space, most people automatically go spiritual. They think sacred, intentional, present, meaningful, whatever feeling and emotion that's attached to that. Um, but how I just explained it, like that could come across in like I need my room perfect or aesthetically pleasing or expensive, which is not what I'm saying. I mean, I do have very nice things, but that's just because of who I'm picky. I'm just picky. I'm not gonna spend money and go spend money on good stuff.
That's right.
So and good stuff also comes from the thrift store, guys. Like it could be anything.
It's got to have
Um,
style for you.
yeah. Yeah, but that's just part of it. So when I walk in, like that's the first thing I see the space. I feel the space. And so aesthetically is important to me. But I just look at a sacred space as a portal. It's a place where your energy can shift the moment you enter it. So when you think about that, think about walking into your space. How does it feel for you? Look around. Do you get overwhelmed and stressed because you've got piles here and there? Is there clutter? Is there dust? Is there too many things, not enough things? Like just take an energetic inventory and notice the space around you and the energy that it has, the feeling that it gives you. And and then I think little changes, like start with little changes like, oh, well, there's this little pile I'm going to commit to clearing this week or even this month, right? Because life happens. But just start making small little changes. Even like rearranging little things can make a whole lot of difference energetically because this object may not feel good over here, but you really think it feels good over here. But it can just I feel like go into it intentionally and be very present in the moment when you walk into the space. And how does it hold you? How does it feel inside your body? How does it feel when you have people over for you? Like, are you excited? Are you happy they're going to feel the good energy in your space? Are you going to be embarrassed or is there something going on like deeper? Um, but it's all about how it makes you feel, not necessarily how it looks. Like if you're aesthetic and that's something for you, that's one thing. But for me, like, I have a lot of like, at home, I have a lot of things because I like things. I like to pick them up. I like to feel the energy. I like the emotions attached, the memory attached, the energy attached, whatever that looks like. And so that's makes me happy. And it also makes some people who are more simplistic feel like my house is very cluttered. So it's a very personal thing. So just walk around it and it's how does it make you feel?
Yeah.
Were you
It's
gonna say
like,
something? I'm like,
I know, I was feeling that. And it's like, well, there's so much about this topic and my own personal space where I want to, sometimes I have felt so ignorant, like just not knowing, like I
mm,
don't know um, some aspects of like filling my space. Or I've definitely lived, I grew up where there was clutter and lots of things always around.
Mhm.
And I've been working on improving that in my own personal life. And it's been a long thing to learn. So I have had to be patient and really loving with myself to get
Mhm.
myself through, because I can be super critical about myself because I know my home space isn't my highest and most ideal, how it is and how I keep it. So I've been working on that. And I want to bring that up as a real thing of saying I'm learning to be loving with myself and real with myself about it, and not try to, because I have to figure out how to get to where I can maintain it in a way that I don't know how to maintain it. I don't know how to maintain where I'm going yet, but I trust that I will be able to. So oftentimes when I get home, I'm just overwhelmed and I don't have the energy to
Mhm.
overhaul my house every night after I've done a lot of work. So I honor that, and I'm working it in small doses and one little aspect at a time. And I've just come to realize recently that I think that I've gone through this period of deep sadness that I haven't always even recognized in myself. That I've really been really sad and lacking energy. So this is just me being open and vulnerable about, like, I don't have it together yet. I'm learning this, and I
Mhm.
learned from people around me and understanding, okay, so yes, the dust bunnies in the corner are energetically trapped there. Well,
Mhm.
that's part of what's inside of me too. But I've got these little pockets that are
Mhm.
trapped there. So, I'm just trying, I'm not even, it sometimes feels like it's trying, but to take what you just said and say, I'm aware of what's around me. I'm
Mhm.
also aware of my energy and the ability to tackle it all at once or little things at a time. And I do
Right.
feel better if my dishes are done and taken care of, and my kitchen is sort of the place I hang out most of the time. So it's like keeping my kitchen a little less cluttered and
Mm.
clean up in there. And I feel better when that's done. And
Yeah.
noticing that, and it's like, okay, then that's important. And I'm like, oh, that feels, wake up in the morning and the dishes are cleaned out of the sink.
Mhm.
It's a good thing.
Yes.
Little
I
baby steps.
I don't like to go to bed if there's dishes in the sink. It's weird. It will keep me up all night.
So you might as well not go to bed because you won't rest.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for sharing, everyone. We really enjoy the listener participation. Thank you. So, just listening into what you're saying, like, I feel the same way. At the end of the day, like, who wants to go home and do another thing, another responsibility, right? Because when we see the clutter, the dust bunnies or whatever that looks like for us, it's there for a reason because it's overwhelming for us and we can't just stop what we're doing and do it. It's not that simple, at least for me. So, I when there are days that I don't have the energy to participate in a big way, I do little things. So I think simple rituals are important, like opening windows, let some fresh energy in, let some old energy out. I think sound is super important. If you play some really good music, which is, I always have music going in my home, either frequency music or some metal or whatever I need that day, mostly metal because I'm a rocker, right? So I just really good music that feels good for your soul, that helps you. Bells, clapping. You guys, everyone knows how to clap. That is a good way to clear energy. So I think that's important also. And just like setting the intentions, like when you walk in, that you're not going to allow yourself to feel guilty or negative in any way because you're not able to keep up with the little things right now. We're so good at beating ourselves up for what we feel like we should be doing, and that's just not what we need to be doing. That doesn't help set a positive space. You can do it and still have clutter at the end of the day. It's okay. It's just what I'm saying is like those are things to be aware of because they hold a bigger picture is all.
Yeah.
And I mean, being vulnerable myself, like I am I wouldn't say I'm a hoarder. Like you can walk in my house, you guys, it's clean and put together. But I hold items that are given to me or that bring some kind of emotion to me. I hold on to them. And so I have a lot of knickknacks. I have a lot of little things. And they all have a cabinet or a shelf, like they're put away, but also it's a little overwhelming, like dusting, what a joke. And I really like I had a conversation today with my husband about like, wow, well, I've really been we need to fire our housekeeper. She's slacking. And we need to get someone in here new who could dust, that kind of thing. Like just lighten it up because we really are hard on ourselves. But I think the physical decluttering is really good at for the energetic release. Like I know that there was a lady on a series sometime. She wrote a book about decluttering your home and like holding the object and asking the object like, have you served it your purpose with me? Or if you know it's done, like thank the item for its time with you. So thank the item before releasing it. That's really good energetic practice. So once you have like these little things going on in your home that you're aware of, you're like, oh, that doesn't feel good there, and if you move it to a different location it feels better, great. If not, ask ask if you even need it, because your body will tell you. It'll lean towards it, it will lean away from it. And if it's not something that's meant for you, then let it go. Thank it for its time with you and release it. It will just help you slowly um, remove items from your home that have spent their time with you and no longer have a purpose. And in return, you'll feel energetically more clean because you're letting things go that aren't meant for you anymore.
I can really appreciate that. I've learned over the last few years of having this concept of it served its purpose and it doesn't need to be there anymore, because I've struggled with just throwing things away or
Mhm.
donating them. I've done a lot of things where I've cleaned a lot of things out of my house. I ended up inheriting like a couple of households of things when someone died, and taking on the responsibility of someone else's things.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
I'm left to decide what they couldn't decide and they kept hold. And so here I am having some ownership over someone else's things that were there to support their life, but wasn't even part of my life, that I didn't choose into those
Right.
items that might, and then that can cause some stagnation. I know that that happens because there's grief, there's grief that is associated with clearing those things, and it's not so simple as just to throw it all away, although it is for some people. Some people can come in and do that. That's just not the way that I made up. And that sentimentality and practicing releasing, practicing releasing. And I even have learned a lot more about just the energetic things too, to
Mhm.
recognize energy in a different way from the people that are around me. That if I watch them do it, then I'm like, okay, I don't know what. Years ago, I didn't know what to do with the sage stick. I didn't know what to do with a bundle of
I
sage.
wanna get there, yeah, I wanna talk
But
about that stuff next.
there's part of that that said, okay, so start with the physical things. And so through my house, I have recently been saying, okay, even food, I like to eat all the
Mhm.
food and not waste food. And yet it's wasted either way. If I take in extra calories that my body doesn't need, then that's wasted as well as throwing it away.
Right.
And I'm a big recycler, so I like to have things go to recycled, and sometimes that just isn't the point either.
Right.
We do have a world that is full of excesses. We
Yeah,
have so much stuff.
we do. We do. Um, that's not the here's the question from Charles. Does clutter block the energy flow? So he popped in a little bit later, but to answer your question, yes, absolutely. Um, clutter, even dust, like everything holds energy. So just look at everything as energy. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if you have a pen on your counter, like everything holds energy. So just, check in intentionally. Does this feel good for me here? Or do I need to move it somewhere else? Or do I need to clean it? Because it's your space and it's not about how it looks aesthetically if that's not your thing, but it does matter how it feels energetically. And um, it does affect you in so many ways more than you guys could even imagine. And you guys know what feels good and what doesn't feel good. That organize it so it's not perceived as clutter. You know what? People might think I've said this. People might think my house looks like clutter because I have a lot of little things. Like same here on my shelves. Like I have a lot of little things and that's how my house is. I I enjoy crystals everywhere and books and little knickknacks and just things like that, but that's good energy for me. Everything that I have in my space feels good. If it doesn't, I get rid of it. Um, but it's not just about like having a clean space. This is all about how it feels energetically, you guys. It's all about energy because you want your container to feel good. And so if it feels good to you and it doesn't bother you, that's fine.
Mhm.
There's still energy though in dust and in clutter and in disorganization. But that organization gets to look like whatever you feel is good for you. So if it feels disorganized to you, then it's disorganized for you. If it doesn't, then it's not. Ignorance is bliss. I don't know, but it just has to feel good for you. Clearing and cleaning your space is an act of self-honoring. That's how I
Yeah.
look at it. It's how I'm showing up for myself in my home. In my healing space here, it's how I want my clients to feel when they walk in. I want them
Right.
to walk in and just be like, "Ah." And I feel like that's how our spaces should feel. That's how it feels best for you energetically. Everyone can agree to that. This is where the space becomes your medicine. That's what the title, that's why we're talking about it because it's all intentional. So after you have your space energetically cleared, I think someone brought this up because that's where I was headed. Oh, yeah, Betsy. So also tools like sage and incense, you can set intention in your space too. So in my home, and this isn't good for everybody, and you don't have to do it. It's just what I do because it feels good for me, but I'm always burning medicine. I call it medicine. It is my medicine. Um, I really feel like burning herbs, burning resins, burning incense, um, hollow, things like that are really important to me and my energy. And so I do burn things. I also have essential oil diffusers going at times. Like I have this one right here that's going in my space. It helps clear the energy. It helps rejuvenate the energy, helps purify the energy. Whatever your intention is, it it will do that. And any tool will do that with your intention. I mean, I just grabbed this, but this is a crystal. But say it was something else, like a pen or something. Like if I took this and I just put my energy into it, like, oh, I'm setting this space with this pen and it feels really good and it's an amazing tool and I'm so grateful for it. Just having that, like you guys, that helps clear the energy. It's really that simple. It's all about intention and the words that you say and the energy you put into it. Um, so burning things, spraying, um, I stay away from the chemical stuff. Like I just make all of my things and you guys can do that too. Candlelight. Candlelight's a really good energy purifier. There's a lot of things.
Sunlight.
Sunlight. That's why I
I
say open the windows, fresh
Yeah.
air. Yeah, you don't have to spend money to have a clean space. That's
No.
not the point. But yeah, I just think it's really amazing that you literally don't have to invest or spend a lot of time or energy into creating your space to have it feel like a, a good place for you to be. There's a there's a question for Natalie. Natalie has hit the grief part of letting things go. Seems such a difficult, different energy vibe than just my own things or things we accumulated together.
Right. So this is one of the things that I talk about, that I bring up in grief group, because when people die, they have a whole myriad of physical things that are there to support their body, their life, for them. And
Mhm.
then the body dies, and there's no U-Haul attached to a hearse that's going to deposit their things. And so the people that are still alive are left to attend to those physical things. So it's good to understand in an intellectual way that those things were for them, their life. And there is not necessarily a responsibility for you to keep their things around you. You will remember them, the essence of them, the way that they made you feel. Like, you can remember those things without the physical things. But it
Mhm.
is a definite aspect of, if you're left to attend to the physical aspects of someone else after they die, that that's not a simple thing per se. It's woven with the grief journey and processing the missing them and that emotional experience that you have after someone dies. And so some days you may have no energy to work on what do you do with these things, because we have to do something with them. So I want to bring that up and say, recognize that you may just not be able to do it one day, and you might find that a year and 2 months later you wake up and realize you can then take the person's clothes out of the closet, and that there does not this specific timeline that says it's healthy to do it in 2 months or something like that. It doesn't
Mhm.
work that way. It works in this trusting and feeling your own energy and whether you have to do it. Because if you push yourself to do something, you may be not clear in making the decisions that you have to go through. And so I want to just step maybe from the grief part to decisions. When we're cleaning up our physical space, even with tools and energy that are, smoke and different things, there's a lot of decisions involved. There's a lot of decisions. Like, how do I decide this? What if I make the right thing? And our mind is an analytical machine. It's this and that and the other thing, and analyzing it all the time, which is why we brought up the hold the object and feel through your body,
Mhm.
a knowing of what to do with those things. So those are all aspects of creating sacred space. And if you treat a loved one's belongings with love and attention and intention, they'll go where they need to go.
Mhm.
Somehow, some way, we have this inner knowing that isn't in our mind so much. It's somewhere more in our body that will guide us to to how to how to
Mhm.
step forward with that.
Also, I've learned that taking pictures of an item and removing the physical item, and it helps me a lot. So when I'm ready to make the move to remove the physical item, but I'm still attached to it emotionally, I'll take a photo, and then I have the photo until like I'm done with the emotional attachment, and then I can delete it. I think that has helped me a lot release, like get rid of some of the things that are just in the way, right? They're not
Yeah.
getting used. They're just there because they hold on to a specific kind of energy you don't want to let go of. I think that's a really easy way, not easy, but easier way to let things go. Let
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I also with birthday card, like, hello, do you know how many cards I have that I'm holding on to? And I don't want to let them go.
I know.
I don't. I have so much like, oh, I don't, that's something that I'm working through. And no, they don't hold a lot of space. And I love going back through them and be like, oh, and the reminiscing and the memories and the, oh, I got this at this time. And, stuff like that. Um, you can scan those into your computer, guys. You literally can scan them into your computer if you don't want to take a photo and have it on your phone, just for
Right.
the memory. Like create a memory book on your computer.
Mhm.
Computers will be around forever.
At least as long as we're alive forever.
Well, yeah, that's what, yeah. Let's get detailed about it, okay?
Uh-huh. So I've learned these as I was talking about my home and bringing energy into a different way of actively practicing. I'm home, I'm cleaning, I'm going to light a candle. I have these lovely smelling candles that are I can buy, and they smell good, and they infuse that into my environment, and they assist me in doing the work that I'm doing in that day. And I love to light an incense. I do like to open my back and front door and let air blow through my house. And my windows
I
are
love that.
just sunshine. I like a lot of light in my house. So my house is well lit with the outside lights, just the natural sunshine coming in,
Mhm.
and just letting all of those things help me with my space. And I want to touch when you said, you can hold the object and you can set an attention in there. And when you were talking about that, I thought it's a way of blessing our home. So mind the thoughts, because sometimes we'll look at objects and we'll sort of like have the negative thought that will flow towards objects. So we're talking about being mindful, be
Mhm.
just more aware in your skin, and that's really what it's about, is raising your own personal awareness. And it begins with noticing, not judgment, but noticing. And that's a big thing about, like, do you know how to pause and notice
Yeah.
and feel from those spaces, and then proceed as if you know what to do with that.
Mm. As if you do. The biggest thing is, you guys, is this is holding a sacred space for yourself and for others is, for me, one of the most beautiful practices. It's brought me so much peace, um, just learning more about myself and the energy that I hold on to and the energy that I can bring in. It's also helped me trust my intuition and my intentions on what is best for me. And I think by, not think, I feel by doing these practices, like I've gotten to know myself better. It really has become a day to day thing, and even moment by moment in every space, whether I'm home or here in our center, that everything is intentional. The way we move through our spaces, the way we hold our spaces, the way we um, hold the container, the whole entire thing. And it's a really beautiful practice to get to know yourself on a deeper level. It's not just about holding space in the physical way, it's also holding space for your vessel.
Yeah. So I want to just introduce, for a little bit of this discussion, shared space. So when you live with other humans,
Yeah. That's why I have my own space in my space.
but this is a real thing, because not everybody lives just by themselves. You live with other people that have their own way of maintaining space, and that can be a real thing,
I love that you
issue,
brought that up.
because there's this person over there, and loving and appreciating them can be difficult. Sometimes you have to just close the door to your children's space, because you're just gonna like argue about it, and
Yeah.
they don't hold their space like you do, and everybody is different. So that's an shared homes do have different pockets of energy because every person brings a different essence with them,
Yeah.
even when they're little or semi-grown, or the teenage room, or the one that hangs out in the basement. You're just like, who's in the basement? And I don't want to go down there.
My son, when he was a teenage boy in football, woo! We just closed that door. We just closed that door.
So the awareness that we can't force someone else to keep space like we do,
Mhm.
and sometimes the way someone else holds and keeps their belongings, where they live, bathrooms are often a zone of like, could you just clean a bathroom up? Or that's just there's an awareness that other people might shake the way that you keep your space
That's why it's
by their
important
shared
to pick
space.
the right people for your life.
That's true. That's actually true. It all goes to decision making.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then knowing whether you want to pick your battles, and is this a battle I want to die on today? Or but then the
Mhm.
education of little people like you, um, that you can help guide young, little people, young kids, on how to hold their space. And sometimes you realize that kids come in with their own personalities, and some are easier to train in particular ways than others. So shared space can often lead to contention, um, and learning to listen to each other is its own skill set.
Mm.
So this is, another aspect of holding space where people leave their things on counters, and these are often the human things I hear about, the
Yeah, it's my
difficulties
pet
and
peeve when I walk in the house and things are on the counter. You wanna, like, ruin my whole day.
yeah,
I'm like,
you messed my sacred space up.
well, just because when you walk in, you wanna like, everything else doesn't matter. When you walk in and that's the first thing you see, that matters.
It's a real thing.
It's
It's very
not a
human.
junk it's not a junk counter, okay?
Get your own counter.
There's something beautiful living alone.
Yeah.
We can continue the conversation, but before we do, we're gonna do a quick little vote for next week's conversation while we still have time for you all to vote.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm going to have you guys drop a star of any kind for spiritual practices for daily alignment, a smiley face of any kind for spiritual awakening. Woo! And a heart of any kind for healing your inner child.
Oh, those are all really good.
Yeah, yeah. I've been healing my inner child for a hot minute, and
Such good work.
I'm really getting into it lately.
I think I was working on my inner child at the Vibes party.
Oh, for sure. For sure. For sure. So go ahead and vote, you guys. Healing your inner child, do a heart of any kind, spiritual awakening, a smiley, a smiley face, and spiritual practices for daily alignment, a star. And we're talking about emojis. Good one though, Ronald. I'll take it. I'll take the vote.
That's right.
I just think it's fun when people do their own creative. Yeah, love it. So, topics for next week. Go ahead and vote here in the chat, whether we're live or a replay through the week. I will capture those as we navigate our way to next Wednesday. Woo! Look at all those votes coming in. Love it. Got some hearts. We got a star. Good stuff, guys. Thank you. But also, if you guys have any requests of your own for a show topic, you can email us at connectedsoulwanderings.com. We do respond. If you are interested in sharing anything or show topic, that's where you can get a hold of us, is at connect@soulwanderings.com. Do you have, oh, we're getting more. We're getting more. Thank you for the votes, guys.
So in I was just like thinking about what I've been through recently. So there's a friend of mine, colleague friend of mine, that she uses all kinds of things in space clearing. So we were working on my office recently, and she says, "Bring baking soda." Okay, bring baking soda. All right, baking soda. So she used
Yep.
soda and cinnamon during this time. Sprinkle some cinnamon around the doorways and baking soda around. I should put some baking soda in the trash can so it will absorb, because it's an absorbent. We put it in our refrigerators to pull out odors out of the fridge or the freezers. Same type of thing it can do for energy. So, regular household items often are spiritual tools for clearing and absorbing energies and then throwing them away. Um, the one thing that I've also learned over the last several months is attending to the trash, not letting trash accumulate for a long period of time, moving it out of the house and along its way, because that is like now, if you want to say like nasties could just hide in the trash. It's just
Mhm.
interesting to policing your area and keeping it free of some of those things that have already done their use in our trash cans. I can't remember how many times I've heard squabbles over who's taking out the trash. You said you were going to take it out of the trash. Now you didn't take the trash out. Don't you see this trash can overflowing? Let's get it out of the house. Let's move it along. Um, so I just wanted to bring that up. It's the
Mhm.
everyday things also in when you're paying attention to see, well, what gets under people's skins and what do we squabble about? Because wherever we're squabbling or the thing that we're squabbling about is also an indicator of where there are energies that just could be attended to a little bit differently, perhaps. And not blaming or shaming someone else, but this is the raising that awareness of knowing how, just watch how the energies work. That's one way to notice how the energies are working. That's
Mm.
that's part of this awareness. So this are things like cinnamon. I just didn't know cinnamon is so
Oh,
powerful.
yeah. I place cinnamon in my home in a lot of places.
Cinnamon and salt and baking soda. Wow.
Oh,
Regular
powerful.
household items.
Yeah, definitely. Just feel into, you guys, like, what do I want to feel here? Do I want to feel peace, safety, creative? I always like to feel creative in my space. Expansion, whatever you want to feel, just feel on that. And then infuse that energy into your space. I like using textures. Like, I love a soft blanket. And I have a lot of blankets in my space. I have a lot of blankets at home. I love to just grab a blankie and read a book. Like, those things feel really what feels good for you. Personal symbols, photos, because you're literally programming your environment like an energetic frequency. You guys, it's so good. And once you start like navigating your way through your space and doing a little here and shifting a little there, it's gonna feel so good. And it's gonna also feel like, for me anyway, from my experience, like you become in alignment, like with yourself and with your space. There's this new awareness that comes forward. I feel like confidence is a really good one, that people say when my space feels, put together or safe or sacred, I feel good. I feel confident in myself because your space is your container. It's holding you energetically.
Mhm.
Um, I love creating handmade items to put in my space, without judgment, you guys. Just creating is like my favorite thing in the whole world. Um, So, like, even like a small drawing or a doodle or uh, if you colored a piece of paper, like a coloring book, like anything, creating for me becomes a ritual, not just a hobby. And so I think those, if that's something that calls to you, create a space that is like, I like the dopamine hit. Right?
Right. So I've taken, so as you're talking, I have framed some of the cards that people have given me. I
Oh,
put
that's good.
a card in a small frame because most cards are like standardized for a frame and put them up in my space because they will represent. And it's also another way of holding on to the card because a lot of cards are very colorful.
Yeah.
And so I'll take those different things, stickers or various things to put up on my wall. And
Mhm.
I've really started to appreciate how moving things more often than I used to take things off the wall and put new things on the wall and refresh my surroundings. You can take a note from the way stores do things. Costco's famous for shifting their products all the time. So you see things because in our homes, things will stay and they sort of become hidden to us
Yeah.
or,
They're not
and
new anymore. They're not
mm-mm,
exciting. They don't feel good. That's why I say rearrange, you guys. Your
yes.
space doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be in relationship with you
Hmm.
and who you are and how you feel. And I think it's like wearing an outfit, like it's your personality. Like
Yeah.
dress that room up, make it feel like you have the best outfit on ever.
Right.
And if you look at it from like a mystical point of view, like your space becomes a mirror. It's your
Uh,
healer, your companion, your best friend. Like look at it in that way because it gets to be like in relationship with you.
yeah, that's definitely been a learning for me. Developing a different relationship with my home.
Yeah. So tonight, you guys, I want to encourage you throughout the week to just choose one small area in your home, even if it's like a one by one. Just choose one small area, not to perfect it, but to honor it. Like go to that space, touch it, clear it, speak to it, speak into it. Let it know what your intention is. Let it know how it can support you. Because your space is not separate from your healing. It's not separate from you. It's part of it all.
Good suggestion. I'm going to do that.
Me
Speak
too.
into it.
I talk to my home all the time. I tell my home, like, I'm leaving. I'll be back in a couple of hours. Thanks for holding space while I'm gone. When I
Oh,
come home, I'm like, I'm home. Like I talk to my home. It is an energetic thing to me, and it shelters me, and I have a lot of gratitude for it. Plus, the investment that I've made into it. Like
oh yeah.
I got to take care of that, and to me, it's it's my vessel, and so I honor it. I'm grateful for it. Do I love the floor plan? No, but I'm grateful I have a home. Like really make it your own. Um, I just think it's good. And that's all I have on this topic for now.
Yeah, I think that's that. We covered a lot of good things on this topic.
Yeah.
Now to attend to it and continue.
So, how are you guys going to show up for yourselves in this way? And what changes are you going to make? I'd be excited to hear about them. I'm sure you would too, Natalie.
Yes.
Yeah. So, tell us, share with us. We can't wait to hear all about it. Leave a comment here on our video or email us or whatever. You know how to get a hold of us. Oh, spiritual bacon. I never thought about talking to my home. I talk to Mother Nature and the sun every day. Yes, I love that for you. Talk to your home. It's your
Yeah.
sacred space. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for another episode of Soul Wanderings, and we're gonna call it a night. And plan to see you all next week.
Yes, we're going to have they were very active in voting for the topics this
Yep.
week.
We love it. It's
Yes.
good. I can't wait to see which one we're going to talk about. You guys will know when we post it on Monday. So until then, we'll see you all next time. Good night, everybody.
Have a good one.